Before the world called him the greatest, he was just a boy with a dream and a pair of fists. Before the titles, the cameras, the fame, he faced something far bigger: doubt. He didn't just fight men, he fought racism, he fought fear, he fought the system. And somehow, he won every single round. This is the story of a man who shook the world without ever needing to destroy it, Muhammad Ali. It started with a stolen bicycle. A 12-year-old boy named Cassius Clay stormed into a police station, angry and determined. He told the officer, "I'm gonna whoop whoever took my bike." That officer, Joe Martin, taught him something greater than revenge. He taught him boxing, he taught him discipline, and that anger became fuel for focus. By the time he was a teenager, Cassius Clay wasn't just fighting for trophies. He was fighting for identity. At 18, he won Olympic gold. He waved America's flag high, but back home, he couldn't even eat at certain restaurants. That was his first lesson in what he later called fighting outside the ring. But inside the ropes, he was a poet of motion, fast, fearless, untouchable. In 1964, he stepped into the ring with Sonny Liston, the monster no one dared to face. The odds were against him. The crowd mocked him. He was too young, too cocky. But that night, the world met the greatest. When Liston fell, Ali danced and shouted, "I shook up the world!" He was right. Then came the moment that would define him forever. He renounced his birth name, Cassius Clay, and became Muhammad Ali. A new faith, a new purpose. Reporters mocked him, politicians attacked him, sponsors abandoned him. And when the Vietnam War called, Ali answered with a truth few had the courage to say, "I ain't got no quarrel with them Viet Cong." They stripped him of his title. They took his license, but they could never take his conviction. 3 years away from boxing, no money, no fights, no spotlight, but he never stopped training. While others doubted, he whispered to himself, "Don't count the days, make the days count." Every push-up, every punch, every drop of sweat was his resistance. 1974, Zaire. The rumble in the jungle. George Foreman, younger, stronger, undefeated. Ali, older, slower, written off. But Ali had a plan. He leaned on the ropes, absorbed the pain, and waited. Round after round, the world watched in shock. Then in the 8th, boom, a flurry of punches. Foreman fell. The stadium exploded. Ali Bomaye. Ali, kill him. He was champion again. But it was never about the belt. It was about proving the spirit can outlast any body. Then came Joe Frazier, the final test. A war that pushed both men beyond their limits. Ali called it the closest thing to dying. By the end, Frazier could no longer see, and Ali could barely stand. But when the bell rang, the world saw something bigger than boxing. They saw respect. Two men who had given everything they had for honor. The fights took their toll. His hands shook, his voice softened, but his heart never weakened. He lit the Olympic torch in 1996, the world holding its breath as his hands trembled but never stopped. That moment was his greatest victory, not against an opponent, but against time itself. Away from the ring, Ali was a comedian, a poet, a giver. He visited orphans, spoke for justice, and never charged for his signature. He believed that true champions fight for those who can't fight for themselves. He said, "Service to others is the rent you pay for your room here on earth." That was his real title, Champion of Humanity. In 2016, the bell finally rang for the last time. But the echo of his spirit still rumbles through every dreamer who refuses to stay down. He taught us that confidence isn't arrogance, it's faith in your own light. He taught us that greatness isn't measured by titles, but by truth. And he proved that no matter how many times you're knocked down, the real fight is in getting back up. Crowd chant, Ali, Ali, Ali. He floated like a butterfly, he stung like a bee, but above all, he lived like a king. Muhammad Ali, the man who shook the world.